Arthur, it's good to speak to you. Thank you for agreeing to talk to us today. Now, you started your business, I think it was 20 years ago. Could you give us a 30-second summary of what the business did and why you decided to sell?
Yes, I started this by accident. Some famous, I'm not going to tell you his name, he's on the news very often. He asked for some fire curtains about 20 years ago. And I said, I don't know what a fire curtain is. It's for a children's hospital in London. So then I found out and said, okay, I can get one for you. And he said, no, I don't want one, I want 20, and I want them free. So it's actually a good thing. I realised then it's a very good business to be in. And I decided to sell because the staff I've got in now know more about business than I do. You think, you're 70 odd, you know all about business. But these guys they're full of life. They take on the challenges. So I thought, well, let them do it. And my job is to give my job away, which I've done for the last 10 years. Through Kingsbrook, over the last few years, they've done a couple of good deals for me. One business was only rights, world rights. And Kingsbrook made a lot of money for me out of it. And also, the biggest thing, I think, is I think I'm not doing justice to the company. My ways are not always the right way. We're founders of companies, but we don't have the ability to progress them.
I liked something you said to me in a note a little while ago. You said that one of the reasons you decided to work with us is we weren't aggressive in our sales approach to you. Did that courtesy and that professionalism remain once you'd decided to work with us?
I looked at selling out maybe 10, 12 years ago, and I've looked at many other companies, and they're not professionals at all, but they're all hard sell. And when we went to Kingsbrook, you didn't pressurize me. When we went into the meeting, my wife and I went about 9 years ago, 10 years ago, and there's no pressure to sell at all. They came and you said what you're going to do. Your guys been magic at that. They let us do it, and I asked for some information. They give it to me. No pressure at all. So I then went with Kingsbrook.
It's one thing that is really important to us, the personal service and relationship we have with our clients. The first thing we do, of course, with every project is to pick up on research and identification of potential buyers. How did you find the Kingsbrook research process?
Well, it's actually shocking to me. I didn't realise. I found out more about the business through you guys than myself. I thought I knew my business, but I didn't. I found out lots of things I didn't know, and it is an eye-opener to us, and it's actually helped us to grow the business.
How many numbers of potential buyers were on the research list that we produced for you, Arthur?
There's quite a lot, actually, because we're a specialised business. Okay, we make fire curtains, and it's called Firecurtains Limited and Firecurtains Group. And we thought maybe there are only 2 or 3 buyers, but it's not the case. The people who are looking at us were multi-conglomerates who had other spheres of their own, which this would tie onto there.
It's interesting, isn't it? I know this wasn't the case for you, but 65% of our clients never knew the buyer that they sold to, didn't know they existed. And 45% of our clients are really shocked at the nature of the buyer. We never really expected to sell to somebody like that. And you've really got to look a long way, far and wide for your buyer. Now, your lead advisor, the main negotiator of the project, obviously we have a full team working with you, but the lead advisor is key to this whole process. How did you find the service of that lead advisor, and how did your working relationship go?
Well, my wife and I met him, and that's it straight away. We got on with him straight away. He's easy to talk to, wasn't pompous, wasn't arrogant. He's just a nice guy, and that's good. And when you can talk to me in confidence, he'll talk to you in confidence. You say, no, don't do this, Arthur. Don't say that, Arthur. Actually, you're right. Why should I say these things? It's giving the game away. And this guy is a very, very good guy. I'd give you 100% mark for his ability and his due diligence. He's very, very good. Very happy with him. One of our meetings was with a competitor, and Andy Hunt came with me. And afterwards, say, Arthur, go and chat with the police. I'll go outside. No, I know where you're going, Arthur. Can we change this? don't go down that route. And we come back in and we start talking, then go off the route. So we won't bring things up we did want to bring up. I normally think, well, put all your cards on the table. But in negotiations, you don't. It's only through dealing with Andy Hunt that I found out you don't.
It's so important. We attend every single meeting with our clients, as you know, and we chair those meetings, and we make sure we control those meetings, because when you've not done it before, it's just too easy to slip into easy mistakes and concede quite heavily. Arthur, what's the one thing that you'd wish you'd known before you started, that you'd wish you'd known about the process of selling?
Yes. To be honest, this applies to every buyer, every seller, work on it 2, 3, even 5 years before. Even to call Kingsbrook and just say, look, I'm thinking of selling in 5 years' time. Can we have a chat? Yeah. And one of your guys would come down and say, do this, and don't do this, don't do it. And also, start clearing your table, start getting your ducks into a row. I didn't.
I think I know the answer to this question because you're a multiple Kingsbrook client, but would you recommend Kingsbrook?
Oh, 100%. A friend of mine sold a yarn winding company about 4 or 5 years ago. And he was very happy at the time. And when we talk in numbers, he said, you know what, I only got, so-and-so. And the fees they charged me were astronomically high. But with Kingsbrook, I've done one deal. It went nice and sweet, and I was very happy with my results. And so was Kingsbrook. They're happy with the fees, and the lawyers were all happy. And the second deal is closing now, and the third deal, we're still negotiating on figures. I've been very lucky meeting Andy Hunt and Kingsbrook.
Arthur, thank you so much for taking some time out and speaking to us. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah.